Hi. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for stopping by. Welcome to the lab. Yeah, I'm kind of running a little behind today, like on a scale of an hour and 15 minutes. Hello. You ever have one of those nights where you just kind of like sit there, stare at the ceiling, and go, this is probably going to end poorly? I feel like I'm just going to sit here and stare at the ceiling and ponder the individual blemishes on the ceiling. That was me last night. So sorry for the delay. But just for that, we'll go to what is that? It'll be 10:30 today. Yeah, I think that'll be 10:30 today. So welcome everybody. Welcome back to the lab where we are building a Twitch bot in Go. Couple things to go over before we get started. First and foremost, it was requested. I went back and forth on it, but I agreed. The Discord server is back. For the most part, the Discord server is going to be for announcements. So just like stream go live announcements and those sorts of things. But the Discord server is back. The link is in the about section below. If you are interested, if you would like to join, feel free. We do still have just a general channel. I don't have separate channels like I did before. More or less what I'm doing this time around is I'm keeping the Discord server as light as possible. So just announcements and a quick place to get in touch with me if you want to get in touch with me. Or if you want to get in touch with literally all of the other lovely people that exist in this lab right now. So that is back up and running. Links down below. If anybody has any issues with it, please message me on Twitch. We'll make that happen. Let's see here. Secondly, is that I did do what was effectively a catch-up video, if you will. It was a very, very quick stream that I did a couple of days ago, where after we ran into that lovely issue with all of the null bytes being spat out in the shoutout command. I wanted to double check. Spooky machine. Why not? Do an LSO. There we go. So the weird null bytes issue that we were running into for the shoutout command, it bothered the crap out of me. So I did like a little mini stream, if you will, to fix that issue. So that was done last video. That's up as a VOD. I will probably export that to YouTube as well. Actually, I need to catch up on some of the exports for YouTube. I'm just now noticing how how pokey the back of this hat is. That's how behind I am. I could not bring myself to do anything with the mess that is my hair right now. So I just said screw it and put a hat on top of it, because that's just what you do. So let's go ahead and swap over to here, and let's get started. So where we last left off, so trimming the null bytes from contents in the IRC bot. So just a quick look at what that looks like. Now I got to remember where that really was. Here we go. So inside of IRC, there's this IRC read method, and for this, actually, this would be in this would be wow, how you doing? QA. Let's try that again. WebSocket. Yum. So I went back and forth on how I wanted to do this, but in a nutshell, the read command, as it was reading, as it was allocating, it wasn't allocating the buffer for destination. So what was effectively happening is that in IRC, we make a buffer. That buffer is for the max message size, which in the case of IRC, max message size is 1024. So 1024 bytes roughly. And then we called IRC read. So the problem is that if we didn't receive the full 1024 bytes, then we kind of ran into this weird like null byte issue. So the first part of the message would be the message that we were looking for. So in this case, LSO at Spooky Ghost Machine. But then the rest of it would be a new line, carriage return in the case of a Mac, and then, or a return feed, I think in the case of a Mac. And then just a stream of null bytes all the way up to the maximum size. And that was messing with us because it looked like there was white space in the message, but in fact it was just because, it was just because there were a bunch of these. It's literally this like \x00 denotation for an ASCII null byte. We were getting a bunch of those in the string, so we trim those off now in the IRC read function, and yeah, we're back to where we were. Which, as you cannot see, ooh, hello. Oh, there it is. Yoink. Yes, there it is. So now we've got LSO, Spooky Ghost Machine, and there's not a bunch of extra white space over here. Which this, by the way, is just the new line. So go check out Spooky Ghost Machine. Do the thing. Yay! So that one is pretty much good as far as I can tell. The shoutout command. The shoutout command is interesting. So right now we do technically have a LSO shoutout command, if you will. And I have been pondering the possibility of disconnecting Streamlabs for this. Disconnecting Streamlabs, at least from the chatbot perspective, because now we have the shoutout command. I'm trying to think if there's any other chat command that we don't have. I think we have everything, if I'm remembering this properly. Oh yeah. Also, I am now remembering that there's a bit of a height discrepancy. If I can resize my window, there we go. Yeah, kind of. I've been playing around with the overall size of the projection window, and it made me realize just how oh my goodness. There we go. It made me realize like just how little space I actually allocated to the like code window. There's this there's this giant area down below that just doesn't have use now, and I'm kind of like, I feel like I should have done something with that. Let's see here. Yeah, I think it's just the shoutout command. Because if I do spooky, that goes to the shoutout command, which is from Streamlabs. But I was going back and forth on whether or not I wanted the they are playing category, which I know is kind of the Streamlabs way of doing it. I was pondering whether or not I really cared to implement that. I think the short answer is that I do, but the OAuth stuff was just annoying the crap out of me. So I was trying to figure out how I wanted to manage that. But other than the shoutout command, I think that's pretty much all of the Streamlabs chatbot stuff that we wanted to get rid of. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna log into Streamlabs real quick, and we're going to disconnect Streamlabs. Well, we're going to disconnect Streamlabs in terms of the chatbot, or I think they call it a cloud bot, but it's, okay, so yep, so we had gear, I think we already have project, Discord. We do need to update the Discord command, because now we do have Discord again. We don't have an uptime command. very rarely actually seen people use the up that command, so I may ignore that. Oh. And I think that's everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the shoutout command. Close that down. I'm also realizing that the chat just went away. Oh, hello. Hey, there it is. Okay, we good. And so now, take secrets off. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go into the config. Let's see here. That Discord, I do need to update. Let's see here. This is technically not a secret, but this is not gonna be good. All the double stream. My computer is about to go Zoid. Grab that. Close that down. Let's see here. I want to copy link. And I think that should go into there. And no. I have the secrets screen up just so it doesn't do the giant panorama. But Discord is updated. Hello world, lurk. Now let's see here. I think everything else is pretty good. Hello, Really Frank. Thanks so much for stopping by. Welcome back to the lab. How you doing, mate? Welcome back.
So,
oh my god.
How are you holding up? Because I'm a potato.
Thank you so much for the resubscription, mate. Really Frank with the 4 months resubscription. Holy shit. Thank you so much, mate. Good to see you. How you been? We are poking around with the ye olde, what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for? Still poking around with ye olde bot. Let's see here. I think this is in commands handler. No, we didn't put it in commands handler. We actually have the shout out. So now, instead of this being LSO, this can just be a standard SO. Happy back. Oh, thank you, mate. I appreciate that. It's been a fun time getting back, but hey, now we're here. Let's see here. So just double checking. Ooh, that doesn't do it. Okay. I'm gonna. Oh, okay. Ooh, interesting. Ooh. So if I do it, it works. But if the bot does it, it doesn't work. Ooh, that's interesting. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna have to look into that. So let's go ahead and add first and foremost Pix Discord link. That's done. Boop. And then for the shoutout command, let's see here. So that's more or less there. I'll probably want to do an enhancement for the shoutout command. Enhance shoutout command. Add category. So we'll do that. We'll probably do that as a Ryzen 1, probably. Maybe. We'll put that as like the top of Horizon 1. And now, as a work in progress, let's see here. So, meta commands don't trigger shoutout command properly. TLDR for this example, Spooky sends Spooky Ghost Machine, but the shout out command handler doesn't pick it up. I think I know why that is. I think that's something to do with the way that we're sending messages. But with that, give me just a second. I need to run downstairs, and I think the cat just knocked something over, so give me just 1 second. And we're back. Sorry about that. Righty. They did, in fact, knock something over. Of course they did. Oh, man. I'm having a moment, because we have, do you fix that light real quick? Because the, new desk pad. It's the LTT store, lttstore.com. Go today. The lttstore.com Northern Lights desk pad. Been wanting one of these for so long, and they finally came back in stock, and I was like, mine. Actually, I grabbed two, not gonna lie. It was kind of one of those, like, this is probably gonna be a thing. This is gonna be a very difficult thing to get. I should probably get another one. Alrighty, so with that should knock out Streamlabs as just a chatbot. Like, that's basically every command from Streamlabs that's now migrated over. So Streamlabs, one down. I've actually been pondering this, just to take a moment to talk through this part. So we've been kind of on a journey up to this point, to rid the stream of Streamlabs. And yes, there is the easy way of doing that, which is to use the plethora of options that are already available. But where's the fun in that? We don't get to write Go code if we do that, so we're writing Go code. So with that, with the shoutout command, at least the basic form of the shoutout command, we've replaced the need for Streamlabs as a chatbot. Now, we still don't have the moderation side of things, but that's honestly kind of fine. For the most part, I'd say that I probably rely on the Twitch moderation for chat, if nothing else. So that leaves us with, at least in terms of stream behavior, we still need to be that way. Yes, something that way. Up there, top of the screen. We do have a very simple labeling system built off of the HTTP server. That part at least works for tracking last bits, last subs, so on and so forth. I feel like I could probably do a better job of that. I'm just trying to figure out how. Maybe I make the chat smaller and I make that little window over there a bit. I make that window a little bit larger. Yeah. Now I'm theorizing about stream layout. Minor problems. We've got the alert box, which thanks to Really Frank for that very kind resubscription. We got to see that in action. Still trying to figure out how I would want to do that part. The original idea was sending down HTML and basically a CSS HTML CSS page that contains the animation or contains a trigger for the animation. I think is where that went. Just put this over here so I can charge it. Honestly, that's not exactly what I would consider to be my forte. But I've been playing around with that, trying to see if there's a good way of doing it. It ended up getting me into the wonderful world of so you have an audio file and a media file, a video file, and you have to synchronize them. Or if you don't synchronize them, you can pre-process them into a single MP4 or something of that nature. But getting into that was a little interesting. So basically, the alert box is quite the feature, put it that way. And I call this simple on-stream alert box. That is shenaniganery. But what I was starting to explore was, how do I take a GIF and an MP3 and smash them together, or do I just turn them into a video file? I was playing around with that idea a little bit. How to overlay text, whether it be an overlay, whether it be under, whatever. Still trying to figure that out. And then I'm still figuring out styling. So these labels that are at the top here, I'm still trying to figure out how to do like any kind of styling to them. I don't actually know how to do that. But then again, I was also thinking about, well, what if I didn't have individual labels? What if I just had like a combined? Talking a lot about what ifs right now, but that's just kind of where my brain's been at, thinking about features and such. Let's see here. On-stream activity feed. I can't remember what I was going to do with it. On-stream activity. Oh, right. That was it was like a list of the last couple of last couple of bits and bobs and things and such. Last couple of bits and bobs and things and such. English. The last couple of events, like bits, subs, so forth, having that show up in one single activity feed. I'm going back and forth on this one. I'm probably gonna deprioritize that a little bit. Last time I saw you trimmed the null bytes. Because you already know the number of bytes received from read, I would suggest just do buff equals. Ooh, interesting. Let's actually take a look at that. Let's see what I ended up doing. So let's go to oh shoot, where was it? The WebSocket. Am I actually sending? I was returning the value of copy, which returns, yeah. Built-in function copies, the source and destination may overlap. Copy returns the number of elements copied. That's a fair point. So in IRC, so you're saying instead of doing bytes.trim, ooh, interesting. Okay. So, let me look here. Do I actually pull that? Ah, here we go. Okay. So then I could do, as you described, buff equals buff from 0 to Lynn. And then that would just become string buff, like that. Interesting. Okay, let's see. Best way to test. Shoutouts. Looks pretty legit to me. Nice. So, actually, yeah, that's interesting. So, in theory, yeah, no, that would make a lot more sense. Ah, okay. Let's see here. So then in PubSub, which admittedly I completely forgot about. 0. Yeah, there it is. Ooh. Okay. So then we could do the same thing here. Buff equals buff from 0 to Len. And then this I completely forgot that I did this for PubSub. Damn. So, for anybody that may or may not have remembered me saying that that whole issue with null bytes was familiar, but I couldn't remember where it came from. Here's where it came from. Thank you, really, Frank. That is slightly embarrassing, but damn. All right. So now we've got a double pop. And actually, just before I move any further from that, we're gonna go ahead, get the shoutout handler, IRC, and PubSub. Let's see here. So here we trim null bytes from incoming messages. Thanks, really, Frank. Add simple shout out. Enter. And that should more or less get us to, I think that gets us to completion for shoutouts. I'm gonna push that up as a branch real quick. Boop. Why did that go over into tiny window? What the hell? Yoink. Yeah. So we got the shoutout handler, trim for the null bytes, chatbot handles shoutout, and trim for the null bytes. I want to do a little more than that. Hang on. IRC. Remove null bytes. Courtesy of Really Frank. Boop. Same thing in PubSub. If you don't mind, Really Frank, I just like leaving little nuggets of who recommended the solution. So let's see here. You'll be remembered in this random Twitch bot from this random person on the internet. Let's see here. Git commit mend git push -f or shoutouts. Then we'll throw this up. Shoutout command handler. I'll throw that up there for a minute. Close that out. Now, in that same capacity, oh yeah, I also wanted to look at channel point, tracking the last usage of a channel point. Because that one was an interesting recommendation. Let's see here. Grab this. There we go. Okay. Had to make sure that was good. Oh man, the bloody bangs. Be doing bloody bangs things. This is what I get for not actually taking the time to get ready this morning. So this one was interesting because it was effectively a like a streamer tool type of deal, tracking the last usage of a channel point reward for streamers that have channel points, channel point redemption rewards that are user specific. Let's see here, for example, feature requests I think would probably be the best example in my stream. So feature request, it would be really nice to be able to have a log of the last person that that used a particular channel point. So like I would be able to say, oh, Fiol was the last person to do the feature request redemption, and then I could make sure to follow up on that. The challenging part, though, was I was trying to figure out how that would be useful. Like how capturing it, I think, is not too bad, because we do have, if I remember correctly, let me double check. A stretch. We do. Okay. So we do have. I mean, PubSub is still capturing those things. I wonder. Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. That's not what I'm looking for. Review request queue. Now I'm curious. If I mark this as complete, do I get an event? I do not get an event. Okay, cool. I was doing the whole redemption rewards queue. I was checking to see if the rewards queue had any impact on the PubSub events that we get, but it looks like it doesn't. So we already have the pieces in place necessary to capture these events. Adding this would probably be more of an additional cache, I think. But what kind of gave me pause and what I was trying to think through with that was where would that information become available, or how would that information become available? How would that information get back down to the streamer? And I was going back and forth on how I wanted to do that. It did remind me that at some point we did have the idea of an admin panel. Just a very simple UI that would be kind of the go-to for information about like the last sub, last bits, effectively a combination of the metrics, but then also an additional set of widgets for things like, oh, the last person to redeem this event was blah blah blah. That gets into UI design and getting into how I want to how I want to do, basically show the world, show the internet. I suck at the UI side of things. But what do you guys think? What would be interesting for you guys to see? To watch me struggle to put a web UI on top of this? and to start digging into some of these other features like last usage of a channel point reward, doing things like poll setup. What else do we have? Stats for things like the count of emote usages, so on and so forth. Or do you want to see me stay in the Go world and try to do more, do more things? Actually, what would that be? So we've got different behavior for commands based on users. That was an interesting idea from Viol. Trying to think of how that would play out. Auto thank followers we're still stuck on because thanks event sub, and a combined endpoint for all metrics, which I think we were playing around with the idea of like taking the where would this go? It'd be like shrinking the chat box, I think. Possibly making the code window a little bit smaller so that we can make this side window a little bit bigger, and then plonking a some type of a label in there. But I have no idea what that would actually. You know what? I haven't done this yet. I'm gonna pull Stream up on my laptop, because I've not actually seen what the stream window looks like not in the OBS preview window. This is going to be a journey. Let's see here. I vote for anything that does not involve JavaScript. I don't blame you on that, to be perfectly honest. .tv. Let's see what we got. Ooh. Yeah, those labels are quite large. I'm just noticing. Make this full screen, see what that looks like. That's very interesting. Do I want to futz with that right now? I mean, technically, this would be probably the best time to do so. So, screw it. Why not? Let's play around a little bit. So what I'm thinking of doing is I'm thinking about this combined metrics endpoint that would turn into kind of a single widget to show like last sub, last bits. Last follow would probably be, I guess last sub, last gift sub, last bits, last follow. So it'd have to be at least 4D. And there's also the issue of sizing, but we'll get to that. Let's see here. So make this window just a little bit bigger. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Medj attempts to make the stream layout a little more sane. We'll see how that works. All right, so we're gonna unlock those two. We're gonna unlock the border, and we're gonna unlock the chat window. Now for the chat window, oh dear. Oh, that's really small. Oh, wow. Huh. That's a very small chat window. So then if I were to bring this over here, that looks so silly. Oh, kind of love it, not gonna lie. These labels are gonna be like, yeah. These labels are gonna be screwed. I apologize in advance to anybody to anybody that has the same OCD as me about like sizes and things lining up and all that fun. Look away now. doesn't look terrible. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't look terrible. See here, let's change that to 350 width. Ooh, didn't do that. Get up there. Uh-oh. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Medj, struggling to make his layout work. Just want to look at what kind of sizes and such I'm using for these labels so I can make them somewhat consistent. So if we did something like this, we would still need another 2. Those labels are still pretty big. That is very interesting. Can I make it 850? I can't. The chat goes away, but I can mess with the size like that. That's interesting. I didn't know that I could do that. Oh, that's very handy. All right, so that's 1,000. Let's do 1,100. So basically what we are doing is we are futzing around with the stream layout so that I can make room for what would effectively be a combined thing. Test. Ooh, that is very tiny. That is very tiny. Wow. Wow. Let's see here. Is there... Oh, didn't mean to do that. Click, clack, click, clack. If we put that like that... Okay. Put the secrets up for just a second. And then let's go to Streamlabs. Yeah, the content is very small. The labels up top are massive, but the content for the chat box itself is very. So, all widgets, go to the chat box. And let's see here. Ooh, I can change the font size. I can enable custom CSS, which is interesting. So what if I made this like 66? So now the message goes away. Hello world. How does this font size look? Oh, stream's gone all grainy. That's not terrible. I don't think. I might make the box a little bit shorter. Maybe 1140. So if we move that down, the things that I will do for the viability of a feature. If we do that, Discord here, yeah, it's probably enough text. Yeah, it's not bad. I don't know, you guys tell me, what, does the text look large enough? And then if I were to take, say, if I were to take these labels and make them just a little bit smaller, let me lock the border down. I think the border's good. like that looks okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think we'll keep that. All right. Let's bring the secrets off, which means that we get more code. I think that also technically means... Ah, yes, there we go. Okay. Perfect. I forgot that the code window size was actually built off of the window itself. So that's fantastic. We're gonna lock that down. Bring this window back up. I still have a pretty decent chunk of space on this side. I feel like I can still probably expand the sidebar and make everything a little bit bigger. Font is too small for phone watching. Aha, so that is important. Let's see here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm actually looking at it on what you call it? I'm looking at it on the OBS preview. It's actually also kind of small on laptop. Now that I'm looking at it. Well, let's see. Make it even larger. And honestly, the only reason that I'm going through all of this now is because I kind of wanted to repurpose that area up there anyway. So, so let's see here. Let's do a 72. Then let's do a spooky machine. And the obligatory hello, because of course. That doesn't seem any bigger. Is it just me, or does that chat not look any bigger? Screw it. We'll crank it. Here. The font size in pixels. Reasonable size typically ranges between 24 and 48 pixels, and I've cranked it up to 80. I want to do a comparison. I think that's about as big as it's gonna get. So, I think we'll leave it there. Yeah. Yeah, we'll leave it there. I do probably need to put a border in between, just to kind of give the that top oops. Oh well, that's all right. There's nothing secret on this page. I probably need to give some kind of border in between the chat box, kind of like what I do with the camera window, although I do need to get rid of that silly shade border. This is what happens when a Medj attempts to be artistic. I should just pony up and ask somebody or commission somebody for it, but don't have anybody to commission at the moment. So let's see here. Can I move the last sub over a little bit? Because that is probably going to bother me. I can't tell if it moved or not. I'm like watching this this screen down below, trying to see if it's actually. Oh, jeez. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's absolutely fair. I don't know. I don't know if the chat is insanely relevant, but I do like having it. I like having it on screen because I like you all to be involved as well. What would the lab be without the lab assistant? Just saying. Let's see here. Okay, so that should do. Yeah, I think that should do okay. So I'm gonna lock those down. So what I'm gonna try to do is add another label up here. So let's see here. So we'll do. Let's do another card. Add stream label for last gift. Last gifter. Sure. Bring that all the way up to the top because reprioritization. Put that on DimBP3. And we'll bring that in since we are basically working on that at the point. At the moment, the more that I talk, and the more that I talk in a setting that is more public, like stream, the more that I start to realize how ridiculous I sound. All right, so we can close the laptop. We're not gonna play around with that too much. All right, so let's see. So what that means is that to add another label, we're gonna have to add another HTTP endpoint. We're gonna have to capture the last gifter, which I don't think we're doing right now. I don't think. And then we'll add another label onto stream to, well, make that work. But first, meta commands don't trigger shoutout commands properly. So, hop over into here. Oh wait. Yeah, it's okay. And so you know, I should probably merge that PR, to be honest. I'm gonna be that terrible person. I've already got a PR for it. Thank you very much. Do an on the spot. Any objections to this code being merged into the code base? Could I possibly bribe you all for an approval on this PR with a panda? How can you deny this panda's pull request? It's a panda pull request. Just saying. I think I did that on a work call one day. I think that's how I introduced everybody to the wonderful world that is my my little panda stickers that my older sister got me, because she knows I'm ridiculous. And just I think I did that. Oh yeah, that's what it was. It was I was displaying a proposal PR for something to change, and I just kind of went, "We would appreciate your approval." It was at that point that the team knew they fucked up. All right. We have Really Frank's blessing. Merge. Now, before I do that, add command. Do I have a painting command? About that. Why is that in there? Hang on. Painting command is not in there. I think that was an erroneous commit. So clean that up just a little bit. Again, I like to take the time to clean up those squash and merge messages, because when you go back into here and you come in to see the details of the commit, you have this nice little bulleted list of what this commit actually did, which I find to be quite nice. And I really like that GitHub will also link to the pull request that triggered this commit. So you can literally go, hey, I'm on code, I'm in a commit, I'm looking at something. What caused this? Oh, there's a PR link. Click. Oh, good. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you always open pull requests. Branch. I wanted to show this. I wanted to show this real quick because some people don't know that this is a thing. So inside of a repository, you have your settings page. Don't go over here on stream, secrets. But under branches, you can say, what's the default branch? So for us, it's main. And then you can add rules for different branches. So if I add a rule for main, require pull request reviews before merging, which effectively means that all commits must be made to a non-protected branch and submitted via pull request. Now in this case, see here. Yeah, well, I'm gonna be able to get away from this, so nah. But basically this means that your code has to go through a pull request. Any code coming into the main branch has to go through a pull request, which is good. You prevent people from being able to just check stuff into the main branch without audit. I also kind of like this require status checks to pass before merging. Problem is that we don't actually have status checks showing up right now, but there's an option there. But at work, for example, we have status checks for building and deploying the Docker file, for running linting, code, automated tests, so on and so forth. We at least want the quality checks to pass, so that we make that a required check before merging. And then we don't allow force pushes. We don't allow deletions. We just add create. Pretty sure using a security key is secret safe, but that's right. I use a hardware security key. Let's see here. And then there was another option that I also tend to do. Oh, here it is. So I also like these options. Under the merge button, you can actually choose default behavior, which is kind of cool, or you can restrict what behavior is available. I restrict merge commits and rebasing merges. That's just me. That's just me. I like squash merging. I like the clean history of squash merges. So if I get the opportunity and if there's buy-in from the team, I only allow squash merging on those commits, on those pull requests. So all of those commits that I just had for the shoutout command, they got squashed down into a single commit. That also is really, really helpful for backing changes out. The caveat is that all work from a PR goes in as one commit. So it's basically if you squash it down to one commit and you have to revert, that means one commit comes back out again. It has to, and all of those changes come out with it. And lastly, because I'm a clean freak, I automatically delete head branches. I automatically delete them because I don't like branches hanging around in this here branch tag. I just don't like extra branches hanging around. Those references stick around in your Git folder, and if you just let branches accumulate, eventually it actually starts to degrade things a little bit when you try to do like a git pull. So, welcome to repositories with Mitch. I have preferences. Alrighty. So that's in main. Let's check out main, git pull. Oh no! What? 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 Get out of here. That's all good. That's all good. Cool. Get at IRC. Commit. Merge. Pull. And we're good. Branch. Oh, why is it still on less? Gross. Git config global core.pager at. There we go. Yes, I have memorized that command because I've run it so many bloody times. Git branch delete shoutouts. Then I think we can also delete last subs and bits because that already works. Git fetch -p, which is technically done as part of the GP alias that I have, which I probably should have called that out. GP is an alias for git fetch -p and git pull. GCO is just short for git checkout. And then GB is short for git branch. I found that because I was typing those commands so bloody much, that aliasing them sped me up a good bit. And then same thing for git GA, it's git add. GC is git commit. GCM is git commit -m. And then of course GC -- amend. All that fun. All right, so that was that. And yes, there's an OAuth shell script and there's an OAuth folder. We're not really working with that right now. That was just me playing around. All right. So meta commands don't trigger shoutout commands properly. Back over here. So vim. And what do we want? What do we want? Shoutout. No, this wouldn't be a shoutout handler. This would be a command handler. Okay. Give me just a second. Sorry, that hurt. Ow. Ow! I like bit the inside of my cheek. That was terrible. GitHub has some nice features. Just recently started using GitHub Actions for work. Yeah. Oh, I love GitHub Actions. I love them so much. We use GitHub Actions at work, and we just moved some workflows onto self-hosted action runners, which is really just nodes in our Kube cluster. And oh my god, this build times just dropped because we have caches on these nodes. So it's not quite as immutable as the GitHub nodes, but there are caches for things like common Docker layers and so forth. We have that we have those cached on those nodes, and it speeds up those workflows. We don't use them for everything. We do have immutable builds for the core ones. So it'll be things like building a Docker image for production. That is absolutely like a from scratch process. But for things like quality checks, like running automated tests, setting up that environment and so forth, so much faster to use self-hosted runners. But yeah, GitHub Actions is one of those things that if you use GitHub, like if you use GitHub as an org, use GitHub Action. It's so good. And if you really need to optimize cost, spin up a couple of nodes and just have those run as your build nodes. So good. All right. So what we have. So what's happening is that when I attempt to do, say, the meta command spooky. Spooky is a meta command for shout out at Spooky Ghost Machine. So cat knocked over a trash can. Of course she did. Actually, before I get into that, sorry. I'll be right back. And I'm back. You ever have that moment where you just like, you look over and you can see that the carnage has happened? Do you have that moment of going like, do I really care or not? Come here, Zelda. You knocked over the trash can, now you gotta make an appearance. Come here. Now she's scared. She's like, oh no, I done messed stuff up. Come here. Don't you hide from me. Gotta come say hi to the ladies and gents. See? You knocked over the trash can. You gotta make an appearance. Yoink. She has, I don't know why, but she's had an obsession with the trash can that's in the loft area. And I can't quite figure out why. You wanna go? You wanna stay or you wanna go? What will you do, tiny cat? All right. So, back to it. As she tries to get into this trash can. Good grief, cat. You are a trash kitty. You are a trash panda. Hey, you. She's just sitting at the trash can, just staring. And she's. Oh boy. So. Hair everywhere. Yep. Oh man. It used to be in a two cat house. It was hair everywhere, but it was worth it. It's absolutely worth it. All right. Let me move that up a little bit. The hat do be going everywhere. Yeah, that'll work. Let's see here. So, what I think is happening? So when I do a exclamation points, ooh, what is happening there? Ooh. Oh, I just noticed something. Hang on. What is this? Oh, that might just be an artifact from, well, actually, let's see. Like that. Ookie. Yeah, okay. Must have just been a weird terminal artifact. I saw like a weird, this, and I couldn't quite figure out what that was. but I guess it was just a terminal artifact. So cool. So what I think is happening is I do a bot.send message when I do the command spooky. My chat client has sent a message to Twitch, and so Twitch then broadcasts that out to subscribers to that channel, subscribers in the WebSocket sense. So that comes down to the bot, and the bot receives the message, does its thing. Or sorry, actually no, this is not even a thing. Hang on. Yeah, hold on, let me back up. First, we receive a chat event. If that chat event is, in this case, exclamation point spooky, then the bot will respond to the server with shout out at Spooky Ghost Machine. So a message comes in, and then the bot sends a message back out again. But the thing is that message goes out. The bot doesn't actually like mess with it. The bot doesn't get that message back, so it's not going to respond to that message. The reason that this worked before is that we had two clients. We had our bot, which was sending the shout out at Spooky Ghost Machine, and then we had Streamlabs, which was receiving and responding to that shout out command. So now that we have the shout out command inside of the bot, now we've got a bit of a problem. So what I think we may do, I was thinking about this idea of either a meta command or a command alias. So it would look something like, go to config. So spooky, instead of having a message of spooky, what if we had something like alias 4 and then the command is shout out Spooky Ghost Machine? In order for that to work, oh wait, where did the sorcery go? What's her? Hers now sorcerer, I think. Yeah, something like that. Sorry, I realized a command was missing. So what I'm thinking about is something like an alias 4 command, or an alias 4 tag. And what I'm thinking is that if it sees this meta command, sorcery, spooky, etc., it will process it as if the chat message contained this. So instead of the chat message containing the contents, it would basically overwrite the chat message to have this instead. Cat boy. Welcome, Toby. Oh, hang on. Toby, your hair got all over the microphone. Good job, Bubba. That like that. A Toby answer, right? So I could do this in a couple of ways, I think. So if we had an alias 4, so now we need to go into config.go, and we need, let's see here, we need known. So now a known command also has an alias 4 string. Map structure is alias 4. I wonder if omit empty also exists for this one. We'll find out. So known commands returns a slice of commands the bot knows how to respond to. Yeah. And so in theory, if we receive an alias for handler, so contents is evt.message, but what we should do So this is for standard, for commands that are simple message responders. We do this. What we could also do So I'm thinking about this from a couple of angles now. What we effectively need is to check if the chat event that we've received is a command. Like that's the first thing that we have to do. So I feel like we probably need to break this up a little bit. So we kind of have two steps to add, I think. Number one, we need to check if the chat event is a command message. If it is, then we check, is the command an alias? If so, alter contents. Otherwise, we do our normal command of map command.prefix to desired message. So that's more or less what I'm looking for. And then to fix this, handle commands. Is the chat component of known commands. I love how my find replace is just ridiculous. It's ridiculous on this machine, but it's fine on other machines. Strange. So we have our known commands here. What if known commands instead of being a slice was a map? We would still need to iterate through the map, I think. And what I'm thinking is, if we just had a map of commands, it would look something like cmds equals map of string known command. It would look something like that. And then we would say if cmd okay, probably wouldn't combine these. Cmd okay equals cmds actually I don't know that we could do that. Yeah, no, we couldn't do that. I don't think. Yeah, no, that wouldn't really do anything. What I was trying to get at was there a way for me to have this syntax equals CMD something somehow contents would map to a command. If not okay, then we know that this is not a command message. So then we would just return. But I think we can do that in another way. I think there's a couple of ways that we can do that with the slice. Are you quite cozy, Kobe? He's just nestled in. Nope. Got rid of the Toby. I'll leave that there. But I think we can do the same thing with the slice if we just did one of these. Now, I'm not usually a fan of doing this. But what we could do this. Found equals false. We could do this technique. So if string that has prefix, and we could do cmd equals command, found equals true. Otherwise, if not found, not a command message, return. So we could do something like that. Then we would check for an alias. Let me come over here. Ooh, I just recognized the issue with this. I'm not actually passing alias for along. If I did is alias is a bool, alias for is a string. If cmd dot is alias, contents equals cmd dot alias for. Swap contents. Now, this one is interesting. So this was one of the other thoughts that I was having. Do we replace all contents or just the alias portion? So it would be the difference of contents equals cmd.alias4, or it would be strings dot what is it? Contents equals strings dot replace. In this case, it would be cmd dot prefix with cmd dot alias for. It looks something like that. Is int replace returns a copy of the string with the first in non-overlapping instances of old, replace with new. Oh, okay. I think I just want to replace first. Could do a replace all. Nah, we'll just do a replace one. Not 128, one. So if it's an alias, we do that. And then from there, well, so this doesn't really help us for the shoutout command, though. Yeah, so that doesn't really help us for the shoutout command. We would have to be able to send... yeah, okay, so we would have to be able to send the bot an event, which we could potentially do if we did this instead. So if it's an alias, I think what we can do instead is we could do evt.message equals man.alias4. Same thing. Should this be a full replace or this? And we'll comment that part out. And then we can send the event back and exit out. This, in this particular case, in the example of, say, the spooky command, the message would be replaced with, instead of spooky, it would be shout out at Spooky Ghost Machine. That would go back through the bot, and the bot would reprocess that message. And in theory, this time it would go to the shout out handler. In theory. Oh, thank you so much, Przimko. Welcome back to the lab. How you doing, mate? Toby says hello. Yeah, you say hello. You're such a sweet boy. Thanks so much for stopping by. Welcome to the lab. How you doing, mate? The hat is... I could not have been bothered to do my to fix up my hair this morning because well, I was running late for one. That's kind of a thing. I was like an hour and 15 minutes late, I think. So, but let's see here. So in this case, instead of command, it would be... So no, we can do this in one go. Oop. I think we can still do this in one. I think we would have to bring this back up here. So we wouldn't need... I think we wouldn't need found. Mind, we probably don't need the extra found equals equals true. It's starting to get a little wonky, but Let's finish the C++ chat with rooms. Truly a terrific task. Go on. So is this a was this a chat server that had separate rooms that you had to implement? I think we can do this. If command is alias, command.alias4, bot.send event, return. Otherwise, if it's a known, let's see here. If it's a known simple message command, we just send the command. Lastly, we do this. We do the normal commands. Using an ICE library for handling proxies communication. That. Okay, I'm curious now. But I need to take another break, just a quick break. I need to go and grab some more water because I can feel it in my throat. But when I come back, if you're still around, Prajimko, I'm curious. I want to hear more about this. But give me just a second. Sorry, guys. I'll be right back. And we're back again. Hello, how you doing? So sorry for all the breaks today, but we'll go a little bit. We'll go a little bit later today since it's been all over the place. Okay, let's see here. So, checking if the chat is a command event and if it's an alias, alter contents and send back through the bot. Otherwise, map to the desired message contents. Is that an Eldritch Blast t-shirt? It is. Like, I am trying to remember what the site was. Admittedly, the so this is almost like a spell page for Eldritch Blast, kind of. Only problem is that like they have the description text and such like scattered about. Like it's an evocation spell. Although this says Yeah, one action, 120 feet, etc., etc. But the text is really like fuzzy. The text didn't come out clean, I guess is the way that I'll say that. So it's actually really hard to see. But I mean, it's still an Eldritch Blast T-shirt, so I couldn't resist. Let's see here. Boop. Deck going. All right. So now we're doing double duty. So we're searching through known commands. If the command, if the string content matches, if the string prefix matches one of the commands that we have, first we check for, is the command an alias for another command? Is the command an alias for another command? Then we change the message contents to the command's alias for, and then we do a bot.send event in return. So effectively we're saying, here, something else, you hold it. Otherwise, if it's a known simple message, then we do our regular send message. Otherwise, if none of that is true, we check through to see if there are any of the special commands, which in this case is the coin toss, the commands command to see all the commands. Actually, this is an interesting question. Do I add I don't think I'm noticing things as I'm going along, but like I'd never added Cthulhu and coin to that. I wonder. Cthulhu. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I wanted commands. No. Okay. So we need to add our custom commands here. So this is Cthulhu. And we add coin. Honestly, I should just add those as like, I should just add these as special commands up top. But I just haven't gotten there yet, to be honest. Hello, Algol. Thank you so much for stopping by. Welcome to the lab. How you doing, mate? So now the question is, did any of that work? Probably not, because we are not currently propagating the alias for. So we had to add alias for in here, which means that I believe it's in main. Get references, yes. So here is alias is if cmd dot alias for strings dot is, what is it, strings dot, well, it would just be this, I think. And then alias for is cmd dot for. I think that's how that serializes, because the empty string would be the 0. Not equal. Yep. I read your message, I corrected it, and then my brain connected the two like you done goofed. Like, oh, thank you, really, Frank. So is alias as if alias for is not empty, and then alias for is the actual CMD alias, which would be that down here. Now I'm curious to see what this does. I feel like omit empty is a JSON only thing. We'll find out. No? gonna do a thing. We're just gonna do a thing real quick. D.print line. I think I was able to do that. There we go. So spooky. Ooh, okay. So spooky should be should have an is alias content or an alias. Map structure alias 4. Okay, let's try that then. No? Okay. Let me double check. Prefix message alias 4. Config. Oh, it is. Okay, so it is showing as it. Oh, because I'm being stupid. I think you have to do %+v on that to get it to be fancy. No. Oh no. Dash in. ASCII Cthulhu is a cracker. He's such a good Cthulhu. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Alright, so alias 4. Spooky. Has no message. It's an alias 4. Ghost machine. Okay. So that looks okay. So now if we go to command handler, omit empty is valid. Okay. So let me come back. So I do want to add that. Well, I guess technically it doesn't matter because in the case of omit empty, well, it didn't look like it had any issues serializing. So that's okay. Oh, I do see something I need to fix in config as well. Config. That needs to be She changed name. So I think that's okay. Over to command handler now. FMT dot print line or printf is an alias. So in this case, it would be cmd dot prefix and dot alias 4. Do something like that. Who said printf debugging wasn't proper debugging? Interesting. So that part's not working. So we got the spooky message. Oh, spooky is an alias. Spooky is an alias. Nope, so that's there. Oh, it's just hiding. Oh. Because I'm not doing logs, I'm doing FMT. Dummy. So that is a thing. But I think we might be setting. I think we may not be doing this properly. Let's see. So we are getting it as an alias. evt.message is becoming command.alias4. Here. send event is still doing the same thing. It's not actually sending it back through the bot. Okay, so what I really need to do is call this a bot receive event. So this to re-queue events to be reprocessed. For example, alias commands. And all this does is bot.events queue up EVT. In theory, we can do that. I'm kind of curious if this is actually going to work or not, but we'll see. Do that. Let's see. Because basically what I was doing was I was doing the exact same thing as... nope, still not doing it. What I was effectively doing was the exact same thing as before, where instead of doing a bot.send message, which is just a wrapper around bot.send event, it's yeah, that's interesting. So now I have to think. Now I have to think about this a little bit more. Mako, I haven't aged a day. That's because I keep the light dark. Thank you so much for stopping by. Welcome to the lab. How you doing, mate? It's been a while. See here. Yeah, dog. How you been, man? I'm doing good. I'm about an hour and 15 minutes late, but we're still going. Still making it work some way, somehow. Let's see here. Just hiding as much as I possibly can. How are things going, dude? By the way, for just to throw it out there, because I don't have commands going. I did decide to reopen the Discord. Had a couple of people message me, say that they did want the Discord to come back. So the Discord channel is back. It is a cut down version of the Discord in the sense of it's mostly just for stream announcements, doing like just having a single general chat channel, just kind of keep things simple. Keyword there, simple. But I was asked, and I agree. So the Discord is now back open. So, in case anybody is curious and wants another Discord user, Discord server details. Still tolerating Johannes. Oh, miss y'all. I miss you guys. Do tell everybody I said hello, and I hope they're all doing well. TwitchBot seems oddly complex to do. It has its moments, I will say that. It's effectively a fancy WebSocket reader. So WebSocket connection to Twitch, receiving events, and then doing a bunch of steps to process those things has been, we'll call it particularly interesting. But other than that, it's not been terrible. I think, at least hasn't been terrible to me. But it's also written in Go, so I do kind of have a little bit of that, like, oh, it's fine. It's written in Go, so it's perfectly fine. Yeah, sure. All right, so let me think about this for a second. How would I... Okay, what would happen here? So, if we go back to command handler, in the command handler, if we've identified a command as an alias, we replace the message, we... Hold that thought. Never mind, it's working. I'm so dumb. I am so dumb. Oh man. There we go. All right. We did it. We made it. It was because I was being a dumb. Now I am curious. I want to do something. FMT, or actually, let's do a log.info. Handling command. I have a theory that that I want to put to the test. If I do this, I go over to the shoutout handler. Handling shoutout. We do like that. I want to make sure that I'm not doing a dumb. Handling command. Handling command. It's okay. So it does get requeued, which is okay. But we get the initial message where we're handling the command. We get the second message where we're now receiving the same message, but now the same event, but now the message contents has been swapped to the alias. And then it makes its way to the shoutout, which is where it's supposed to be, which is what actually handles the shoutout. For the briefest of moments, I thought that I had introduced a loop with those events, and I was about to panic. But thankfully, not the case. There's actually a part of me that's kind of tempted to leave this in. Bdug? No, that's a debug, my dude. Oh, I don't have a log debug. Why do I not have a log debug? If I because of course I called it trace. Do I want to deal with that? Nah. We'll just have it as log.info. I was thinking about whether or not I wanted to take those out or not, but I kind of like having those debug messages. Let's do this. I guess this would be checking for commands. Checking for commands in this thing. Starting to add a little bit of observability to what's actually happening inside of the bot, just so that we can actually jump into the logs and be like, is this actually doing a thing? It seems to be doing a thing. Fantastic. So that's working. I still don't know what that is. What is user state? What are you? Mod equals 0, subscriber equals 0. Oh, right, because I'm the broadcaster. I'm having a day today. How y'all doing? So now we've got that. I'm still pondering whether or not... so effectively what I'm trying to think of is there a scenario where I would need to do a replace text instead of a full replace? So in other words, is there a command that I would do that would need content after the command? And I can't think of one, but we'll see. Hello, the Shining Sun, bro. Thank you so much for stopping by. Welcome to the lab. How you doing? Coding Crusade is doing pretty good. We only had a couple of moments of her, but and Algol with the light change. What color would you like? as I boot up the Hue app, which, anybody else have Philips Hue? Does the mobile app for you take forever to load? And once it does load, it's just like really bloody slow? Because it's terrible for me. It didn't used to be that way. Purple? Let's see here. What color is that? On the Hue, it says purple, and in real life, it looks purple. But on stream, it kind of looks blue. How's that? I'll leave that there for a second. If you can tell me lighter or darker, I can alter that as we go. But yeah, I can't think of a command right now that I would need to do a partial replace. I guess technically I would need to do well, I don't have the need for a partial replace right now, so I'm actually going to remove that. If the command, you know what, I'm gonna change this back. If the command is an alias for another command, change message contents and send back to the bot. So do something like that. Otherwise, if it's a known simple message command, we just do that. Oh no! No worries, mate. I was just saying that the coding is going well. How are you doing? Sweet. So in a weird way, we added a new feature by fixing the fact that meta commands don't trigger properly. I like it. So if we do git add bot config.yaml and main.go, git checkout -b alias commands, git commit m. So let's see here, add alias for option in config for command aliasing, which ultimately fixes the meta commands. So git push origin. Oh jeez, this doesn't work. Push origin alias commands. Why does that not work on this machine? Hang on. Oh, push that button again. GPOCB is an alias, a ZSH alias that I'm supposed to have, but for some reason it doesn't work for this repository. That is very strange. Yeah, anyway. Loading personality, welcome to the lab. Thank you so much for stopping by. How you doing? You know, now that I look at it, it does kind of sort of look like purple on the preview window. Kind of, sort of. Doing good, just woke up. Good to hear. Also, good morning. Let's see. No, bless, thank you. Let's see here. Trying to find a thing. Okay, so I want to come back over to here, pop into here, because we do like doing pull requests here in the lab. Alias commands. Take a look at the alias commands. Oh, interesting. I have a problem. Here. Why is this happening? I think my main branch is out of whack. Thank God for JSON.NET framework. Oh. Interesting. How does that work? Tell me more about this language that I don't use. Let's see here. So we've got receive message or receive event, requeues the event into the bot. We've got is alias and alias 4 is now being added as part of the command. Am I using C# for the spot? No, this is Golang. I am a bit of a Golang fanatic. Just a little bit. We've got the if command is alias, requeue it and break. We added the missing commands to the commands command. Say that 10 times fast. Add a little log for shoutout handler. Fixed this and made it an alias. Fixed this and made it an alias. Fixed the Discord, so now that that invite should work. Added alias 4, added alias 4. There we go. So if anybody would like to give reviews or a stamp of approval or denial for this pull request, please feel free to do so at Streambot. I'm fairly confident this is a public, it's a public repository, so enjoy. Now, check out main. Why is my branch ahead? Git log -n5. Oh. We are out of whack. Shoot. Let's see, does GPOCB work for this branch? It does. And yet it says that it's up to date. Okay, I need to do a rebase. All right. We'll do a rebase. IRC go. We want to keep that version. Search for no other issues. Get add IRC. Commit. Oh, no. Get rebase. Continue. Successfully rebase. Rebase. Origin main. Okay. So now let's do a git branch, git checkout alias, and God forbid, git merge main. It's already up to date. All right. I am confused, but sure. So now the question becomes, are there any objections to merging this? Notice that I have the squash and merge button because as an administrator, I can still merge this pull request. Oh, to have power. Let's see here. I do all my rebasing with GitHub Desktop because it's prettier. You know, that's fair. That's absolutely fair. It's, yeah. Rebasing is one of those things that I try really hard not to do a lot. Except for my feature branches. I do rebase the main branch into my feature branch before I do a pull request. I do the rebase process on those, but otherwise, I try to avoid rebasing as much as possible. Now I need to pour some coffee. I hate that. I hate that sound. Nope, I hate it. Hello, and welcome back to Medgelab's ASMR, where the broadcaster can't stand the sound of the things that are supposed to be ASMR. Oh. You do all Git stuff in GitHub Desktop? That's absolutely fair. I'm trying to remember. I tried to use GitHub Desktop at some point, but the old man that's stuck in my brain was like, where's my CLI? Where are my shell commands? What do you mean I have to click a button? And it didn't really stick very long. Whoopsie. But. All right. Squash and merge. Use my admin privileges. Confirm squash and merge. Mwah. Last time when I messed up adding 10 different things in the same commit and pushed it. Yeah. I feel you there. All right. So now we are all up to date. Git branch -d -d alias commands. There we go. Boop. Come back over into the Trello. Move that over to done. I forgot to label that. That was a bug. All right. Well, it is 10:50, so unfortunately, that is all the time that I have for now. Well, I have a couple more minutes, so we'll finish some things up real quick. Did I ever actually restart the bot after all that? I did. Oh, because now this is saying handling command. Oh no. Is that going to do a thing every time? Hub sub, badges, checking for commands in. Oh, it is. Oh, it is. No, I don't want to become famous. Bye-bye. Oh, I hit the delete button and not the ban button. It's all right. Oh no. Okay. So I just noticed something. I actually don't like that trace. Ooh, hello and welcome to Ooh Softball. Softball. Time to go and play softball. Ooh. I don't like where the command handler currently logs. Yeah. I don't like that. I don't like that log there. Command handler, git commit m, remove extra log in command. Aha. Now, why does it git branch current? Or what is it? Show current? Oh, it's because it's an alias. Oh no. Okay, hold on. Sorry. I just realized why my git push origin current branch alias isn't working. It isn't working because it's still an alias. It's not a function. Unalias GPOCB. SHRC. Okay. All right. That is HRC. Just double checking. Yeah, there's nothing secret in there. I have a bunch of git aliases that I mentioned before. One of them is this GPOCB, which is just git push origin to the current branch. I love that alias. Problem was that this was an alias, so it was evaluating this git branch show current once. It wasn't evaluating it every time. So, whoops. Well, we fixed it. Git push origin current branch. Everything is up to date. Hey, it's working. All right. That was a good session. That was a very good session. I like that. Whoa. The chat on this view is a little borked though. Oh no. Biggest chatus. Okay, so the width's gonna need to have to come down to like, what was it, 600? Nope, it's, oh, I just destroyed the chat there. Was it 800? 900? 900. No, it can be much bigger. Hang on. That's better. And also it can be a little bit longer. Oh no, because now it's, oh no, is this changing it in both sides? Hold on, code screen. Slobs chat. Nope, Slob chat's good. Slob chat's good. It was just the self-can that was all kinds of screwed. Oh boy. Alrighty. Oh right, I did have a little bit of a blank in between there. There we go. All right, that was kind of silly, but well, thank you all so much for watching. This is and again, my apologies for being late this morning. Oh god, my hair is screwed. Apologies for being late this morning, but couple things for as we get out of here. Again, the Discord server is back up. If you just hit Discord. Mostly we'll be using this just for stream announcements. We are still keeping the same Saturday schedule, so today. Let's see here. What else do I need to mention? Discord server's back. We're keeping the schedule. I think that's pretty much it. I think. I am still planning on doing a poll out to everybody to see if we keep going with the Discord bot, or the Discord bot. Hello, we keep going with the stream bot, or if we branch out into other projects and look at other facets. There were a couple of ideas that were thrown at me for things like, God forbid, trying to write a game. That would be scary because I'm not a game developer. I haven't worked in the game development space, so oh boy. A game came up, simulation for an actual like website, what actual websites are sometimes composed of. So looking at that aspect, there's a bunch of things. Or we just keep going with the bot and just keep adding more stuff to the bot. I will pull that out to you guys to see what you guys are interested in seeing. As long as I'm writing some Go code, so I just enjoy hanging out with you guys. But that's all for now. Thank you all so much for stopping by. It was great to see everybody. Thank you for stopping by the lab. Stay curious. And let's see here. Until next time. Unity learning. Oh, God. Oh, God. And on that bombshell, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.